I was 17 that summer. My parents were suddenly sent out of town for 2 months for work. Before they left, they asked if I wanted to come with them. I shook my head and said Alice had invited me to stay at her place for a while. She had air conditioning, snacks, a PS5 and most importantly, parents who were barely home. Alice's parents both worked full-time. They left around 7 in the morning and didn't get back until 8 at night. We slept past noon every day, messy-haired and half awake, binge-watching shows on the couch, the coffee table covered with leftover fried chicken and cold fries. Sometimes we were too lazy to wash dishes, and didn't even step into the kitchen. On the third morning, I woke up to the sound of dripping water coming from the kitchen. I got out of bed and walked over. The faucet wasn't turned all the way off, and drops were falling steadily into the sink. I twisted the handle shut and casually closed the kitchen door too. That door led to the back balcony. We hardly ever used it. The latch was a bit loose, but when you shut it, it usually stayed closed. I didn't think much of it and went back to bed. When I woke again, Alice was already sitting on the floor gaming, surrounded by half-eaten instant noodles and candy wrappers. "Did you go into the kitchen earlier?" I asked. "Nope, haven't left the room today," she said without even looking up. I tilted my head. "Then did you forget to turn off the faucet yesterday?" "What faucet?" She paused her game and looked at me, frowning. "You mean the one in the kitchen?" I nodded. "But we didn't cook anything yesterday," she said. Like it was obvious, I shrugged and dropped the topic. That night, we were watching a horror movie while eating snacks. A scene popped up where a kid peeked out from behind a door. We both screamed and grabbed each other, laughing like crazy. Then thud, like something had fallen. We stared at each other. "Was that your cat?" I asked. "She's upstairs," Alice replied, her voice a bit quiet. I swallowed and got up to check. The kitchen door was open. Wind was blowing in from the balcony. Napkins had floated to the floor, and dishes on the counter were rattling slightly. The faucet looked wet again, but this time it wasn't dripping. "It's probably just the wind," I whispered, pulling the door shut and pushing it hard enough to make it catch. We didn't sleep well that night. The next morning, Alice was frying eggs when I got up. I noticed the door again. It was wide open this time, almost flush with the wall. I walked over and shut it again, checking the latch. It was still fine. "Is your kitchen door broken or something?" I asked. "No, it's not," she said, pausing. Her eyes drifted toward the door. "It never opens by itself." That day we kept an eye on it. All afternoon, nothing happened, but at 9:30 p.m., just as we were about to go to bed, it opened again. This time, we heard something, a soft cough, from the other side of the door. I immediately grabbed Alice's hand. She gripped mine back. "Let's check." "It's probably just wind," I said slowly. We walked over together. I peeked around the edge. Nothing. The balcony was empty. A gentle breeze blew in, but it wasn't cold. Then, the door closed. Slowly, silently, like someone was gently pulling it shut. I felt every hair on my body stand up. Alice said, "My dad's coming home tomorrow. I'll ask him to get someone to check the door." "Yeah. Tonight let's lock our bedroom door tight," I replied. Around 3 in the morning, I woke up. The house was dead quiet, and I was thirsty. I went downstairs for water. Just as I reached the kitchen, I stopped. The door was closed, but there was a faint light underneath. I thought maybe we forgot to turn off the balcony light. But when I got closer, the kitchen inside was pitch black. I crouched down to look through the gap and the light vanished. I stepped back, heart pounding. The kitchen door made a sudden click, like someone pulling the handle from the other side. I ran, bolted upstairs, locked the bedroom door behind me. I didn't tell Alice the next morning. I didn't want to scare her, but she spoke first. "I dreamed someone was standing at the door, watching me." I stared down at my breakfast, pretending not to hear. We didn't step into the kitchen all day. ordered delivery for dinner, and used disposable utensils. Around 10 that night, while sitting in her room, we heard footsteps downstairs, light, deliberate ones. I whispered, "Is it your parents back early?" Alice checked her phone. "It's only 10:30. They're not home until 11. We stepped into the hallway and looked down the stairs. No one in the living room. The footsteps stopped. We slowly went down. At the kitchen door, we found it partly open again. This time, it wasn't the wind or a faulty hinge. There were damp handprints on the doorknob, fresh ones. I pushed the door open. The balcony light flickered and died. We screamed and ran back upstairs, locked ourselves in, and didn't speak for the rest of the night. The light stayed on until morning. Her parents came home the next day. We didn't say much, just mentioned the door seemed loose. Her dad checked and said it was fine, just an old house. That night, I woke again to the sound of a loud thud from the kitchen door. I sat up in bed, staring into the dark hallway. Alice rolled over and asked, "Did you hear that?" I nodded, but she couldn't see me. "I had another dream," she said. "What kind of dream?" I asked softly. "I dreamed you were standing in the kitchen doorway, just watching me, not saying anything." I couldn't respond, because I had the same dream too, only the person standing in the doorway wasn't me. That summer was insanely hot, the kind of heat that made plastic chairs stick to your skin if you sat too long. The school was running a summer camp, mostly academic catch-up and club activities. I signed up for the drama club intensive and moved into the old school building converted into a dorm. The building had 3 floors. During the day, it looked fine. At night, though, the hallways were dim and narrow, and something about them made you want to walk a little faster. The first night, I noticed something weird. Around 6 p.m. every evening, the curtain in one of the unused classrooms, near the hallway corner, would start fluttering. But the windows were shut. I asked our senior, Jonathan, "Why is that classroom always empty?" He lowered his voice. "Used to be the music room. Heard someone died in there. A student. They closed it off afterward." Seriously, he smirked and didn't answer. The first week was exhausting. We rehearsed deep into the night. I often walked back to the dorms alone. Every night, I passed that same classroom, and the curtain would always be moving like someone was pacing inside. One night, I got closer to look. I felt like I was being watched. I glanced inside. No one, but my skin crawled. Back in the room, I told my roommate, Kevin. He waved it off, probably a draft. "Don't freak yourself out. That room has no AC," I said. "Then maybe the building's just old. Air currents and stuff." I tried to believe him. But the next few nights, same thing, always moving. Then one night, I saw something, a figure. A girl, standing with her back to me, not moving. I stepped back fast and ran. The next day, I asked Jonathan, "Hey, does anyone clean that room at night?" "No, it's locked," he said quickly. "Are you sure? Only the admin office has the key." "Why, you saw something?" I shook my head. "No, probably just tired." One night, around 11 p.m., we were still rehearsing. The director wanted us to work in pairs to improve timing. I was paired with Anna to help her with her monologue. We kept going until midnight. She went to get water, and I stayed behind. 5 minutes passed. She didn't return. I stepped out to look. The building was dead silent, stairwells dark. As I passed the empty classroom, I noticed something. The curtain wasn't moving. That freaked me out more than when it did. It always moved, always. Then it suddenly flew upward, like someone yanked it from inside. I saw my own reflection in the glass and another face, pale, right over my shoulder. I spun around. No one. I ran. Back at the dorm. Anna still wasn't there. I tried calling her. My phone froze. No signal. I sat on my bed, heart pounding. until 2 a.m. She finally walked in. She looked off pale and dazed. "Where were you?" I asked. "I think I got lost," she said quietly. I walked her to the water dispenser. She kept glancing at the stairwell. "What are you looking at?" "I heard someone calling my name," she whispered. "Who?" "I don't know, but it was your voice." My stomach dropped. "I never called you," I said. She didn't reply. The next day, I asked the janitor what really happened in that room. He sighed. 5 years ago, another drama student. Summer rehearsals, she played the ghost. Then she really died. How? They found her hanging after a late rehearsal. No one knows why. That night I tried going back early. As I passed the classroom, the door was slightly ajar. I froze. 10 seconds. No sound. No movement. Then I pushed it open. Empty. Old desks and chairs covered in dust. A piano draped with cloth. A photo on the back wall, a group shot of the drama club from years ago. One girl stood out, her face. The same one I saw in the glass. I stumbled back, hit a desk. The curtain lifted, brushing against me, and then I heard it. A girl's voice, soft and close. "I haven't finished this line." I bolted. The next day, I dropped out of the camp. Later, I heard Anna quit too. During a rehearsal, she burst into tears, saying someone was watching her from the audience seats, smiling. I never went back to that building. They say it's sealed off now. But every summer, someone still claims they saw the curtain flutter around sunset, like someone's still waiting to finish the show.